Let's see if this is working. Give me just a second. I may not be going live tonight. I don't know. Oh, maybe I got it. Maybe I got it. Oh, maybe I got it. Maybe I did. Okay. All right. Let me see if I'm live now on Facebook. Really sorry that I'm late. Okay. Okay. So really sorry. I recently changed my subscription with the company that I use for these cameras, and sorry if you see my iPad for a second. And yeah, so I had to reconnect some things. Play. Okay. All right, and let me go back to my script. So I'm really sorry that I'm late, but we'll get there. So what is up, homies? I'm Heidi. I'm a work-at-home handmade business owner at HeidiMind.com, as well as a homeschool mom of 11-year-old and 13-year-old girls. I go live on Facebook and YouTube on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific. During the live, I share about things going on with my business, homeschooling, and our personal lives. Be sure to follow on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube to get notifications when I post videos or go live. And feel free to like or hit the thumbs up button, as this helps people just like you see the videos and come hang out. If you are joining me live tonight, please comment with #live, or if you are watching the recording, comment with #replay. This lets me know when people are watching and if I need to change up my times or my days. And if you aren't already subscribed, be sure to check the pinned link to sign up for the email list for updates about new products, blog posts, sales, and any other fun things going on. Totally off my game, because when little stuff like that happens, it's just really annoying, you know? It's just annoying. So let me put in the chat here. Let me see if I can I copy? It won't let me copy. Yeah. Subscribe. See. Let me stamp off your first order. Oops. Okay, and we all know that I have to keep fixing this silly thing. I don't know. One of these days I will remember how to make this pop up automatically. Come on. Okay, good hit. All right. Oi, 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 oi. So who knows? Who knows if I will get people to watch tonight, because I'm late. So I kind of went back and forth about if I wanted to do a talking video or if I just wanted to do some sewing again. And I think the sewing was kind of fun last week. So I am going to see how many masks I can make in approximately an hour. We're starting a little late, so that means I'm going to go a little bit late tonight. If you want to hang out. I went ahead and I got fabric and designs for I think I picked 24 mask designs that I have never made before, and I do not have in my Etsy shop, and I don't have it on my website. So I thought that would be kind of fun. I think maybe I will do more of these. Originally, I had planned to do sew with me videos, or well, work with me videos on Fridays, but they were going to be pre-recorded. And I do think I will plan to do that because I can do like sped up versions of the same things. And maybe in the future I will do videos where I actually recommend some companies. I don't normally recommend the particular company that I'm about to use, mostly because the designs sometimes aren't, the designs have all been tested. I know that they've been tested because I've tested many of them. Not obviously the ones that I'm going to try tonight. So I know that originally this particular embroidery digitizer was really, really, really good, but they weren't very good about correcting the designs. So yeah, there's that. So anyways, so there may be flaws with these in the stitching, and I may grumble about that a little bit. I will try not to. I did move some of my cameras around just a tiny bit so that we can see the machines a little bit better. I have some designs loaded, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch my cameras. I don't think I'm going to do, I don't know if I'm going to do the auto director again because I didn't really like that the last time, but we'll see. You never know with me. I like to keep it loose, keep it open, whatever. So I'm going to change the camera over to the machines and we will get started. So I'm going to have to move a few things around because I need to be able to see if anybody has questions. But I just got that done. So let me bring my phone over so I can see exactly what you guys are seeing. I'm just going to set it here, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. It doesn't look like it. So I went ahead and I have hooped the stabilizer. If you are new to machine embroidery, it's kind of like this papery stuff here, and it holds the stitches essentially. So in this machine, I am going to make a horse mask. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use white thread for this one for my placement stitch. So we will go ahead and we will get that guy started. And in the meantime, I'm going to switch over to my other machine. Actually, I lied. I'm going to wait till this one is done before I switch over. So something I did not do is I did not pre-cut all of my felt because I wasn't really sure what direction I was going to go in with some of these. So I am cutting out a piece of felt for my horse. I'm going to make a tan horse tonight. So we're going to put that there. And let's do a little bit of a brown section right in here. Okay. So while that one is going, I'm going to go ahead and on this machine, I'm going to start a zebra mask because a zebra mask should be super duper easy. I should have set the timer with my Google, but I didn't. So I'm just going to say that I started around quarter up. And I'll go ahead and do a placement stitch on this side. And we'll switch back to the thumb machine because this is just a placement stitch. going to put down my white felt, and we're going to use some black thread, and we're going to put some stripes on this guy. Definitely want to get the thread in the needle. Now, sometimes I hate this part where it starts to bubble, so I will do a bad thing and kind of put my hands in there. But after this is done stitching, I will flatten out that area, just so it doesn't stitch the bubbles in more permanently. And you can see, like with this one, because it's doing a very long embroidery stitch back and forth, it's pulling on that felt, it's drawing it in, it's just kind of something that annoys me a little bit, but what can you do? I have no idea what it's doing right now. I don't know if that was supposed to finish off somewhere, but it looks kind of terrible. Now, sometimes with machine embroidery, there will be a placement stitch, which is that first stitch that I put down, and that tells you where to put your fabric. And then sometimes there's what is called a tack down stitch. And the tack down will kind of do what it says, it tacks down the fabric. And usually that will help prevent the felt or the whatever fabric you're using from shifting and bunching and doing the things that I'm complaining and grumbling about. But that is not the way this design was, or either any of these designs were intended. These are supposed to just be able to float the felt right on top, and it's supposed to stitch. So, tis what it is. So now for this little horse mask, I'm going to kind of just push this felt down, just so that it doesn't, it'll start to bunch up again, and I just keep doing it. I'm going to go ahead and we're stitching the ear, the inside of the ears. So I'm going to use this very light baby pink. And we've got another stripe finished on our zebra. And it's going to stitch the last stripe. I do prefer more of this kind of stitching for the large areas where it runs back and forth and it doesn't do just a great big stitch across. I feel like it doesn't pull so tightly on felt especially. For our zebra mask, again, I'm just going to kind of push this down and flatten it out. I'm going to leave the black thread in because we're going to do a little bit of a mane here. So I'm just going to put my presser foot down and hit the start button. And this will be a bit of an applique. We're just going to take this piece of black, we're going to make sure that we've got all of our stitches covered, and we're going to stitch that down. And our horse mask is getting the second inside of its ear stitched, so that's just going like planned. And then we've got our zebra here. So my horse mask, this machine is telling me my bobbin is almost empty, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get a new bobbin for that. That is the only thing about these machines. Sorry, I just shook the, well, you can see that anyway. Is that once it starts to run out of bobbin thread, it doesn't like to finish anything. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut. And our bobbin just goes right in here. There's a little picture that tells me how it's supposed to go in to remind me. Let's start back up. There we go. Okay, now I have to think about my zebra mask. I think I'm going to do, I don't know, I need to pick a color for the muzzle. And I can't remember what it's supposed to look like. So for this part, I'm just taking my handy dandy curved scissors. And I'm going to cut away this felt that I used for the hair. And I'm actually not sure where ears go on this, so I'm going to cut up into this top piece of the mane here. I don't necessarily have to cut all of it perfectly, I just have to get it mostly out of the way for when I do the rest of my stitches. Oh, I wasn't going to cut that much. There we go. Okay. So there's that. I'm going to switch back to the horse for a minute because I got to change colors, and I'm going to look up what color I'm going to do for my muzzle. Alright. For this guy, I'm gonna do, let's do oatmeal for the muzzle on this side, on the horse. So we're going to first stitch our placement, and I'm going to look up pull this out here and set this down so that it can stitch our muzzle. And I'm still looking up what I want to do for the other muzzle. So I'm looking at the picture and I think we're going to go ahead and we're just going to do a black muzzle for our zebra. Oops. Sorry, y'all, I have to check something real quick. There's something. Okay. So let's switch over to the zebra, and super easy, don't even have to change the thread again. We're just going to go ahead and stitch that placement. And of course these days are going to be pretty close to them at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this felt over because I feel like going a little faster right now. I'm going to change out my thread real quick. We're going to do a dark brown mane for our horse. And that way I can get that guy going. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put, that's not going to reach, so we're just going to this way, black down right here. Okay, and that's going to stitch that. And now I'm going to put down, actually, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just put this down. And then I'll cut away both appliques at the same time. So for our little zebra here, I didn't put this high enough because I am very cheap with my felts. I like to use as much as possible and have as little waste as possible. So I'm just going to keep smoothing down the felt so that it doesn't bubble up and then stitch in a funny place. Okay. Perfectly perfect. Okay. Now normally I would trim this away first, but my horse mane is almost finished, and I know that the nostrils on this muzzle are going to be completely on the muzzle, so I'm just going to go ahead and change out my thread. We're going to have little pink nostrils. Okay, so it's going to stitch the nostrils on my zebra mask, and we're going to come back to the horse mask, and we're going to cut away all of this applique. Oops, dropping threads. Okay. When I set up this camera, I set it up so that you could see the stitching, but I did not think about putting away applique. So I probably should have done applique on this machine. But we'll know for next time. Just a really quick rough cut. I just want to make it so that we can stitch out the next parts without any trouble. And I go back in when I'm done with the mask and I trim all of the felt down so it's nice and close to the stitching because I like the way that looks. Okay, so we've got that there. Oops. Cut away. Now, ooh, you can't really see that very well. I went ahead and I left this down here because this piece here, because I know that when this mask is finished, this is going to be the finishing, and I'm just going to cut that all away anyway, so there's no point in me wasting time to cut that. So now we need to stitch the nostrils on our horse, but I'm using the light pink on my zebra, and I don't know that I have it. Sometimes I like pink thinking right now, so I'm going to I tend to only open one thread at a time, so it's just finishing up over here, and actually it might need to do, this one might need to do the ears next, which would be super fun. Oh, no, this one doesn't have the inside of the ears. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take that pink thread and we're going to bring it over to the horse. And our zebra is almost done. So I think that ends. I think I need to turn my air down. It's warm in here tonight. Okay, so that's going to do that. And we're going to come back over here, and I'm going to cut away the muzzle a bit. And again, I don't have to get it super close, but I am going to cut this just a little bit because I don't like it hanging off the edge here. So I'm not going to get too close because that doesn't really matter right there. But as I get to either side, I do want it to be a little closer because some of the mask will stitch there. Okay. And actually, I need a back for this one. So I'm going to show you the horse for a minute while I grab a back. So I cut another piece of felt, and we're just going to go ahead and, again, if you weren't here last week, then this is called floating. So we're going to just float the felt. Now, I've done this so many times, I don't have to tape it. I know how to feel the back of the hoop to make sure that nothing is folded under, but I do suggest anyone that is new to machine embroidery, use the tape. It will save you so much time and frustration in the future. And there we go. Okay, so this is going to stitch the bottom of the muzzle. And I am going to cut out a back for my horse mask now because that is the stage we are at for that guy. Finished faster than I thought. Okay, so for the back of the horse, I have my backing, and again, we just float this right across the back of the hoop. And ta-da! And we're going to change our thread out to, just going to use this kind of gold color, because I don't have an exact match for tan. I probably should, but this color actually blends pretty nicely. And we're going to go ahead, this for some reason is going to stitch this ear, the mask holes, and the eye holes. I don't know what's going to happen with this other side, so it'll be fun. All right, and for our zebra, I cannot see what it's about to stitch because it's white thread, and on the screen it also shows white thread, and it doesn't show me my stitches, but I'm going to assume that it's going to stitch the outside of the mask. So everybody cross your fingers. Yeah, it will probably stitch, it looks like it's stitching an ear right now, so I'll probably stitch the outline of the mask with the ears, and then the eye holes, and probably the holes that the mask goes through, the elastic for the mask goes through. And then it looks like there's one final stitch, and that will probably be the black for the mane. Not always a stickler as far as having the back felt match the front felt, but I do prefer it. I think there's like a little bit of just consistency with it. Although sometimes, switch over to our horse. Sometimes when I am sewing and making things, I start to run out of a particular type of felt. If it's a very popular color for masks, but maybe not popular for me to purchase, it's harder to get, I will back with a deeper color that maybe is slightly lighter. Or sometimes I just back with black or white or cream colored felt, if I just really want to go basic. Okay, so for this horse, it is going to have me change the thread here to do the darker brown for the mane. Stitched both ears and sides of the mask, and it has done both of the mask elastic holes, and now it is about to do the last eye hole. There's really no other word for it. Okay, and we're back to the horse, and we're going to put our gold back in. And one of the reasons that I do choose this particular gold thread as opposed to getting something that matches the tan exactly, and also that matches the oatmeal exactly, because when it goes to stitch, see how it's trying to bubble up there? And I do not recommend ever putting your fingers into the machine's cover. I don't have to change my thread. I can just leave it. Alright, so for this guy, oops, we are on our last stitch color. And we're just going to load that black. And we're all good. And then again, I don't have to change the thread this time because it's the same color. So these guys are going to finish just about the same time. with our zebra mask. Apparently the zebra came in first. And let's do something easy. Let's do this wolf mask. I think I found gray when I was, yes, I have gray. Okay, so we're gonna do a wolf. So this is our zebra. That is the front, and that is that clean looking back. I mean, obviously I have to clean up the rest of it. But we are going to go ahead and pop that over to the side. And that is how I hoop the stave placer. Okay. And I'm going to use, I think we're going to use, oops, this gray. It's kind of a platinum gray. I could use a lighter gray, but this is what I'm going to use because it's right here and I don't have to go look for it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start that guy. And while that's going, I'm going to cut my gray fabric. And then I will pick a new mask for the other machine. So this wolf should actually go pretty quickly because it doesn't have that many steps. I just need to change this out for black. Hopefully I have another black that is close by because I'm going to run out of that guy. Okay, so that is going to stitch the nose. Now we're going to come over here. This is our horse. Can't really see that guy. Can't see him very well, but he's there. Here, I'll just put him around this camera because it's easier to see. That is our horse. Right there. For the other machine is I'm going to do a mummy mask. So I'm just going to go ahead, I got the stabilizer into the hoop. I'm going to cut my felt. I'll show you in just a second after I grab my thread. Because I am going to use a silver actually. Okay, so I've got my silver, and this is a very pale, it's not like a glitter silver, it's like a light gray. And you will see why when the mask is done, but we're going to go ahead. We're going to stitch our placement here. Okay. And I'm just going to, this is how quick this mask is right here. We've got just our little nose, and now we're finishing the back. So we're going to put our footed felt on the back. And this step here is just going to stitch a little finishing line around the bottom of the nose. All right, and then we have our white felt for our mummy, and this is going to stitch out all of the details. Let me see if I can move this slightly. Let's see if I can kind of adjust it a little bit. Alright, I don't know if I'll show you any better, but we'll see. Now over on the wolf mask, we'll just switch real quick. I'm going to put in this darker gray felt. It's almost like a platinum color. Sometimes I don't know what I said felt. It's thread. Sometimes I use a slightly darker thread on the lighter felt because it shows out, it kind of makes it pop a little more. So I'm going to go ahead and press start, and it is going to stitch the entire mask, the whole outline, the eyes, and the holes for the mask elastic. And then we've got our mummy over here. Eventually I will hopefully have better lighting set up because this guy is just not as... It's like a bright light coming down from my machine. But these both are going to stitch for just a couple of minutes. I don't think they're going to finish on time, but you never really know. It actually finished well. So this mummy guy, he finished a little first. So I moved the camera a little bit. I don't know if we can, so you can kind of see like some of this detail here. So that is the only thing that stitches on that mask. I'm going to float my felt on the back. Don't even have to change that thread at all for this guy. Put my presser foot down, and this will go ahead and stitch the entire finishing of the mask. So the eyes, the mask holes, and the light. Wolf is done, so we're going to go ahead and close that guy out. And we definitely have time for at least one more. Let's do a giraffe. My oldest was quite obsessed with giraffes. So that was our wolf. I have a few different styles of wolf mask in my Etsy shop and I think also on my website. Wolf masks are fairly popular and they vary. I have some that are a little bit more like kid cartoon looking and some that are like that where they're a little bit more plain. So go ahead and put your stud in here. Take our gray out. Get that loaded. Alright, we're going to use, that's orange, I don't want orange, I want goldenrod. Alright, well, for the placement stitch, because it doesn't actually matter, I'm going to use yellow. It is not going to be the color of my mouse, but that's going to be what I use. So we're going to stitch out that placement. There's our money mouse that is almost finished. My oldest daughter was completely obsessed with giraffes this year, so she will get a kick out of this mask. Okay, so this is where the mask is not stitched properly. I feel like that part that it's stitching right now should be an applique. It shouldn't be right there. Whatever. We'll see in a minute. Okay. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to put this down. And yeah. All right. So unfortunately with this is the fun of doing things live. This mask has just a teeny bit of an error going on. The placement, so this section right here, should have stopped after it got to like just the outline, and then it should have stitched this separately, but it didn't. So we're going to do that, and I'm just going to kind of center this brown. I'm going to do the brown as the kind of the, I don't know, is it still a mane when it's on a giraffe? I have no idea. But this is going to stitch the tack down. So, all right, there is that. And our money is done. I'm going to show you on this brighter camera over here. That is our money. And I'm going to pick a new mask for this other machine. We've been doing this for about 45 minutes. And I've made, what, 4 masks? Granted, 2 of them were really, really easy. I really want to make a peacock. I've wanted to make this peacock mask for a long time, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm not even going to change the thread in this right now. I've still got the gray thread in, and I'm just going to leave it for this placement stitch because it doesn't really matter. You're not going to see it. All right, and we are going to put away this applique part. did not look up what color I want my muzzle to be on my giraffe. So as soon as I get this cut off, that is what I will have to look up. What color do we want our giraffe muzzle to be? Then I can switch that thread. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and switch back over to our peacock. And I have peacock blue felt. Believe it or not. I am not sure why it's going to stitch this next one, but we will see. Okay. So this one was a felt sheet that I just happened to have. And it shows we're going to stitch down on top of the peacock. So I'm going to just do, I don't know, this peacock blue. Looks good to me. Okay, there's that. Alright, and then let me look up what I want my muzzle to be on the shirt. Okay, it looks like some people have done kind of a tan. So I don't know what I'm going to go with. Let me find my next thread color. It's doing so good. Okay, let's use a royal blue for this next part of our peacock. Use this oatmeal color for our muzzle on our giraffe. So let's change this thread to a little golden thread here. Boop. Okay. And the next color for my peacock is going to be kind of a, you know what, we're going to use a royal blue. I had kind of a denim color that I was going to use, but I changed my mind. It happens. All right, let's put this down right there. This. I have a ton of this royal, so I'll be glad to use it. For this, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stitch this applique part because I know that my fabric is out of the way, it's going to stitch out some, like, I don't know what they're called, the little ear topper things. We're just going to stitch those. That, but of course they're both finishing close to the same time, so let's stay over here for just a minute. And okay, so what we're going to do is oh, I didn't really need to move that. Didn't need to, but I did. All right. And instead of putting this whole big piece of felt on, I cut myself a small piece. And I'm just going to kind of put it like that because that covers the two spots that I need covered. And I'm going to rethread my machine. This. Okay, I forgot what I did. All right, there we go. Okay, it happens. It happens. This is why I don't talk on the phone when I'm sewing, because I forget things very, very easily. Step I'm on. Okay. So again, we're just going to cut this down as much as possible. I think my felt shifted in the other guy, but I wasn't looking. Sorry, my hand is right in the way on that one. Forgive me. Okay. So, for this, it is going to stitch a beak. What color do I want for my beak? I think I want a goldenrod color. That is one of my go-tos for bird beaks. Yellow. There's a thread cutter on the side here, and it just is eluding me. Okay, there's that. So now over here, this shifted slightly, and I don't know if you can see, this is kind of not connected right here, but I'm going to leave it because this is just going to be a sample, and I can always tack it back down if I need to. And we're going to switch back over to this guy so that we can give him a beak. I'm going to use this, even though it's part of my other mask, but that's okay. I can share. Okay. So that is going to stitch down, and I'm going to cut my applique over here. Oh, it didn't stitch down on this side either. So that is why you want to not be too frugal with your felt, because you will end up doing what I did, which is not stitching the things right. Okay. And it's fine. These are handmade masks, so sometimes what I will do is just pull the felt over slightly because there is a tiny bit of stretch to it, and I will hand sew it down, and then it is still handmade. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Oh, this guy has ear appliques. This one is just loaded with appliques. All right, so we're gonna do pink. I don't know why, but pink is kind of my go-to for the insides of ears. And I don't know if you can hear my neighbor screaming outside. We are getting to that time of year. Oh no, that's summer. We're in winter now. They shouldn't be outside too much at night anymore. Okay, let's cut this. And now I have to figure out what color I want to do around the eyeballs. Let's go ahead. Let's do this fun little kind of lighter blue, lighter teal, whatever color we're going to call this. This color. What are we calling this? Lagoon. I think this is pretty, and I think it will be perfect for our cute little mask here. Oh, I've got to do the placement stitch. Boop. Okay. We'll go, and we're going to switch over here. Actually, you can watch that guy for a minute. I need to find these. Now we can swap. I have some pink for the ears. And I know this is more than enough this time, so I won't be messing that up. Okay. And now we're going to stitch down this lagoon color. Cut our little apple ears out. Now it is time for us to stitch down all of the little spots for our giraffe. Okay, so that's going to take a minute. And we're going to cut out this applique on our pretty peacock. Well, I guess it's not really in town, but just on the outskirts of town, we have a barn that has a large American flag painted on it. It is very pretty. But my mother-in-law once took a photo of a peacock in front of it, and it was a very amazing photo. She loved it. It was one of her favorite photos. So she would have really liked this mask. She would have thought it was fun. Oops. Alright, so now I'm gonna do a yellow for this. It's gonna do kind of a section above the eye here. And I probably could have done the gold or an orange or the goldenrod, but I'm gonna do yellow because I can. And then we have our giraffe over here. Let's go and zoom in a little bit on our giraffe. Okay, that's a little better. These might be our last 2 masks that we'll do tonight. So it might take close to the hour, or yeah, it might take close to, well, I guess we're already at the hour. So yeah, so in a little over an hour, I will do 6 masks, 2 of them with no applique at all that were fairly easy. And then these 2 guys had quite a bit more applique, a little bit more stitch time. But yeah, that is how this works. And what I might do is tomorrow I may record myself cutting the masks and getting them all finished to be photographed. And maybe I'll post that on Friday as a recorded work with me video. So you can see how I cut them. My nails do not look good right now, and I'm in desperate need of changing the color. But I had to go get nail polish remover, so that took me a little bit to get. So this weekend, I think I'm going to kind of reboot on some of the videos, and I should have a new nail video up. I don't know if I'm going to be doing many more Sketchbox videos after the end of the year. I have enough Sketchboxes that are either recorded or need to be recorded, but I can get them scheduled through the end of the year, like 1, maybe 2 a month. But we did not end up renewing our subscription to Sketchbox. My daughter has a lot of art supplies right now, so we just figured we would wait, and maybe we'll pick it up next year. We'll see. Okay, I'm not really sure what this is about to stitch, to be honest. It looks like there should be kind of like eyelashes, and then a section that frames the eyes. I thought about doing this in black, but I think I'm going to do this in a navy blue. I think that will really look better. So that's what I'm gonna do. So this is gonna take a little bit of a stitch time. This mask on my machine says that it takes 17 minutes total stitch time, and we're only at 8 minutes, and we're at step 10 of 15, and this is a big, well, this section is kind of a smaller section, but the next one that frames the eyes is a bigger, heavier stitched section. I do have to admit, as far as this part that's about to stitch on the peacock necks, this is one of my favorite things to watch. It's just really cool the way that these stitch down. Yeah, so sometimes I have a flamingo mask that is in my Etsy shop and on my website, and it has similar eyes that stitch like this. Our giraffe just has one little section left to stitch, and then I'm not sure where it moves on to. I think it stitches nostrils next, which, you guessed it, they're going to be pink. This guy right here. Well, he's almost done. So you can kind of see where this is starting to mess up. I did not cut this felt down far enough, and it is underneath these stitches here, so that's a bummer. But again, these are just sample masks. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of cut it away a little bit. Felt is a man-made fabric, so sometimes I can just cut it and then like pull some of the extra stuff out, but I didn't realize it was going to be that close. So we are going to go ahead and we are going to put in this guy. Stitch out our little nostrils here, and we're getting close to done with our giraffe mask. And our peacock looks like it's finishing the first eye. Its final nostril. Go ahead and we're going to put the back of our felt on, and you can see I cut this little section here for the beak of the other mask. So what I do is I just keep an eye on my outline, and I kind of move this around so that it covers my mask, but I'm not worried too much about that. So we're going to put him in there. Holding rod 10, and this is going to stitch the outline of the mask, the eyes, and the mask elastic hooks. And our peacock is close to done. something you do have to watch out for when you're using felt squares is they do tend to have this cute little sticker. You want to always make sure to take that sticker off before you put the felt on your hoop, because that is really basically impossible to get off later. Okay, so this next step is going to stitch our final part on the insides of the eyes, because I cut that part out. And you can check up on Mr. Giraffe over here. And of course, they both want to finish at the exact same time. Oh, no, they don't. Okay. Except that I do need that goldenrod thread. That one I do happen to have a second one of that is open. So I'm going to go ahead and put this spool over here. This one is a little different than my other, so I'm going to grab a spool cap from the other machine and press play. Okay, that's got the last stitch of that going. Well, I still need to do a few other things. So now this one just needs to do the tiny little tips of those royal blue feathers. So we're going to go ahead and put this on. It's going to take like 2 seconds to stitch out. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to come over here because I need to put the brown on to do a little mane on our giraffe. Okay, and oops. Now we are going to be doing our final stitch on our peacock mask in the peacock blue. And over here for the giraffe, we need to stitch the bottom of the muzzle. Very quick, and now we are going to stitch out, I don't know what these things are called. I'm gonna have to find out. They're like, I don't know, the tops of the ears. They're not really the ears. What are these little things? They're like antennas on the giraffes. Oops, are antennas aliens? Is that what's going on? feeling that that little antenna guy is going to have a little bit of thread nesting underneath. But again, this is our sample mask. It'll be just fine for the purposes of getting these photos. Cut that thread though. Otherwise they'll give me trouble later. I will show you what the back looks like, but I can tell I probably didn't thread it correctly. Okay, and our giraffe is done. So yeah, it wasn't cutting, so I'm assuming there's going to be, there's a little bit. So this right here, if you can see it, this is a little bit of nesting where the thread gets kind of thick, but it's fine for the purposes of this mask. So that's the back of our mask, and that is the front of our giraffe mask. So that guy is all finished for tonight. And our peacock is finishing up. Okay, and this guy is done. I'm going to switch cameras to show you the peacock mask. Ta-da! And that's what our back looks like. I need to fix these lights. Hopefully I'll be able to fix a lot of this in the near future. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go over to my chair. Over to my chair. Working my way over. Okay, I don't see any things, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna close this bad boy out because I could really use some water about now. I should have filled my water bottle before I came in here. And of course now my power cord is stuck, so such is life. There we go. So that is, oh, my lipstick's almost completely gone. Whatever. So that is how I do the things. It's how I fill orders. It's how I make masks for samples, all that good stuff. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like or a thumbs up, follow or subscribe, and comment with #live or #replay. All of these interactions not only help push out the videos to more people that will enjoy them, they help me know what content you are enjoying the most. I will say that I will be cutting out these masks tomorrow so that I can get them listed both on my website and in my Etsy shop. I am going to start putting links to both my website and my Etsy shop. Etsy apparently is doing some kind of coolish things. I haven't really decided completely yet, but I got an email from Etsy today saying that if we, as sellers, send traffic to our listings, then if someone purchases via that link, we get a 4% discount on our fees. I hate to, it was very vague. So basically it says, like, you know, they charge 6.5% transaction fee and I would get 4.5 of that back if someone clicks the link that goes to my Etsy shop and purchases from my Etsy shop. There is a lot of gray area with that because Etsy, if you click on my link, I don't know if Etsy is going to show you other people's products when you scroll to the bottom or sometimes at the top even of my listings. When you're shopping on Etsy, they do that. They didn't used to, but now they do. They say, oh, if you like this mask from Hey Heidi Mine, then maybe you'll like this other mask from Shop XYZ. So that's a little frustrating because I don't think that's particularly fair. But it's not my website. That is Etsy. They are in business to make money. I'm not going to judge that. I do appreciate the fact that they are giving me the opportunity to lessen my fees if I'm directing traffic to their website. So I think that that feels a little bit like Etsy as a company is listening to the sellers and understanding that we're a little frustrated, that we're not putting all of our eggs in the Etsy basket. So I do plan to support that though. If you have not checked out my video about Etsy, I will put that in the cards and in the description below. But I will start putting links to my products in the description below, both to my website and direct links to the listings on Etsy that will get me a discount if you choose to purchase on my fees. It doesn't get you a discount, unfortunately. Sorry. If you do subscribe to my email list, it gets you 20% off of your first order when you order from my website. I do not, unfortunately, have an Etsy coupon at this time. I do not offer Etsy sales just because their fees are so much more for me to sell on their website. I can't afford to do discounts. In order for me to do a discount, I would have to charge at least half on top of what I'm already charging. And I don't think that's fair. And I don't think it's reasonable. So it is what it is. But I will put a link to that video. It's just a little bit about my experience with Etsy as a shop owner, when I got started, all that good stuff. I have considered doing some follow-up videos about being a small business owner. The caveat is I am not an Etsy expert. I am not a business guy. I'm not a business guru. I'm not doing my business in order to coach other people. If you're ever looking for a referral for an Etsy coach, a social media coach, small business referral advice, I do feel free to send me an email or a message. I can do a video if you put comments in the down below. If you put a comment and you say that you want a video on that, I will be happy to share some of those with you. A lot of them are free coaches that I've used over the years and that I trust because they know their stuff. But there's a lot that goes into being a small business, and it varies not only from state to state and country to country, it varies from city to city and county to county. So there's so much to starting and running a small business. I don't have the time and the wherewithal to try to coach people, but if I can help guide you, I'm more than happy to do that, because I do believe, I believe in small businesses. I love small businesses. Most of my last jobs have been small businesses. I worked for my dad for 13 years, doing heating and air conditioning. And before that, I worked for a bridal shop that was woman-owned, a small business locally where I live. So I do believe in it. I do believe that those are the building blocks of our communities, whether it's your community that you live in or whether it is your online community. It's a big world, but the internet makes it so much smaller. So with that, I am going to go ahead and leave because I've been at this for over an hour and a half. It's been a lot of fun though. So again, anything you want to see, anything you want me to talk about, put it in the comments and I will do my best to cover those topics. Tomorrow I will be working on cutting out those masks and probably making some more. So hopefully on Friday I will have a work with me video. It will be pre-recorded. It will not be a live. I can't do lives all the time because then my kids will revolt and it'll be all kinds of crazy. So I will try to have a video up tomorrow for an unboxing. I know I shouldn't say I know. I believe I have at least one sketchbox that I need to edit. I know that I have some KiwiCo subscriptions that need to be edited. I may have some other videos that are unboxings. I'm gonna kind of change things up a little bit with my channel over the next few months, just as I get used to publishing more content. So the unboxings may change a little bit because we are going to, like I said earlier, we're not renewing our Sketchbox subscription for no other reason than my daughter has a lot of art supplies currently, and we're just trying to use those up before we continue to pile things on. So we have not had a problem with Sketchbox. We like the subscription. It's been fine. It's just that we're just taking a little break. KiwiCo, we did not renew this year. As far as I can foresee, we will not be renewing with them. Oh, and we did get some Mel Science, not really the subscriptions. It's kind of a homeschool kit for their medical set. It's got 6 boxes, and I have done 3 of those unboxings so far. They look like a lot of fun. So maybe I will try to edit one of those and get that up for tomorrow. So I will try to do at least one unboxing for tomorrow just to get us back on schedule. Real quick, sorry, I keep saying I'm going to go and then I don't. My mom did come over today. She helped me move some things around because I'm going to be having her garage sale. And so I've gotten most of my garage back in order to work. So I am very, very hopeful that I will be able to get more cleaned. I may record some of the cleaning. I don't know if I'll post that as a clean with me or part of the work with me or whatever, but I will be cleaning this space. But I can finally start doing some of the sew with me videos that I have been so eager to get done. Those are not for profit. They are just for fun. It's projects that I've always been a seamstress. I've always loved sewing things like costumes and clothing. And so a lot of these patterns, the first ones that I complete this year will be free patterns on the websites, and I will link all of the websites where I get those patterns. You print them out on your home printer, or some of them you can have sent to a print shop. It gives you like a letter that says you can print it at a print shop. There are even some of the newer patterns that they have this overhead projector thing that you can project your pattern onto the fabric. That is a big goal for me in the upcoming years, to save up for one of those pattern projectors, because that just sounds absolutely like the most fun ever. Although I'd have to get on a ladder to mount the thing, so I don't know about that. But I have been practicing with printing out the patterns, with assembling the patterns. I've gone through like 3 rolls of tape. It's been a whole thing, but I am excited to be able to start doing those sew along, sew with me, whatever we're going to call them. Again, they won't be live. They will be pre-recorded, so they will be edited. You won't necessarily see the entire thing being put together, but you'll see most of the steps. And I have permission from those companies to be able to do that. And they have plenty of tutorials and things on their own websites and probably YouTube channels, I would assume. So with that, I'm gonna head out. I need some water. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week. And I have to look down to click the little button, and until next time.